Hello, hello. What's up, everybody? I am so glad that you guys are tuning in to Ingeniously Made Whole, where we know that everyone, after Psalm number 139, verse 14, we know that everyone is fearfully and wonderfully made whole. So today I have a different setup, a different background today, because I just want us to really focus on the importance of self-care and the importance of really just taking care of ourselves, especially this time of the year, because I know my educators, they are dealing with so much right now. Just anyone in the school system. I don't care if you're an educator, administrator, counselor, there's so much going on, and it's just a lot. And I don't think sometimes we need to bring awareness to it, because I believe that sometimes our families, they don't understand the mental stress, everything that's going on. I literally had a conversation today, and our receptionist was talking about how she used to want to talk to her family on the phone and different things of that nature, but now it's like I just cannot. And so I really want to bring awareness to that and talk about that today, because it's so hard. It's so hard. It's so much going on. It's like so many people are living in their own world. There's so much going on, and we don't stop and talk. And if a person's not answering the phone, I just want you guys to know that that means that they need some help. They need you to be that friend, to come by and to stop and check in on them. It could be that they need rest, most definitely, but they also need someone that's willing to come and check in on them and just see, like, how are you doing today? And sometimes that's all you need. For myself personally, I'm a wife, I'm a mother. I have four children, and three of them are boys, and one is a girl. And my youngest is three. And just, there's times where it's just too much. It's so much going on. And I'm just like, man, what do I do? And it's like, it's a lot, you still have to work. I'm a counselor, and I'm also a licensed professional counselor. So I'm having to, juggle both of those. In the counselor field, there's always something going on. You look to the left, something's going on to the right. You look to the right, something's going on to the left. And the middle, right? It's always something going on. And then it's like when you get home, your children, there's always something going on with them. Somebody's fighting, somebody's this, somebody's that. And so, really, truly, honestly, I just really want to talk about the importance of taking care of yourself, taking a minute to take care of you and see what it is that you need. And that goes to my book. As you guys know, my book is Stop the Drama, Stop Comparing, and Focus on You. And so, there is a chapter in here that is called What Does It Take to Build a Solid Foundation? And this section is called Putting Yourself First. And so, I want to read a little bit of it. So while you're on this journey of developing our understanding of self, what we love to do and what we like about ourselves, it's important to incorporate self-care, regardless of your age. Self-care matters. And I want to stop there for a minute, because growing up, I didn't know the importance of taking care of myself. Matter of fact, I didn't even know that my opinions even mattered, because, I see now how so many people are raised differently, from being able to make choices and just being asked, what is it that you want, or what is that you desire? And it made me realize how growing up, I didn't have a say so. So I don't even know. I was never asked, like, what do I want? What shoes would I like, or what outfit would I like to wear or pick out, or, what would I like to do, this or that. And so I never thought about those things. And I realized today that so many of our children, they have choices. They have so many choices, right? They don't want to eat this and they don't have to, right? Or we're making all these different meals because somebody doesn't want to eat something, which sounds crazy if you're on the outside looking in, because you're like, why are you doing that? That's too much. Because back in the day, you just ate whatever was cooked for you, right? But a lot of times we have to realize that we're not back in the day. We're not still living during that time frame of back in the day. And so we have to realize that, okay, we have to compromise and make some adjustments. But putting yourself first is not selfish. It's not. It's you taking care of yourself, you filling your cup up first. And so as a kid, I didn't know that, I needed to learn how to take care of myself. Literally, I would get up and my siblings would wake up early and I would have to get up with them, at 6, 7 in the morning and, turn on the TV, sit in there with them, watch them. And I understood, while my parents recovered from a long week and understood that most definitely. But I still never understood the importance of mastering being able to take care of myself, my mental health. I don't even think I ever crossed my mind of understanding what mental health is, growing up. But our mental health is so important, in the midst of dealing with mental and physical abuse. I didn't know that I needed to really take care of myself. And so as I was talking on, another podcast that I was on, the Megan Hall Show, and as I was speaking to different women that I've spoken to, that grew up during my time frame, we turned to journaling. We didn't know it was called journaling because we turned to poetry. Just writing down different poetry or just writing down our feelings and not realizing that we were actually journaling, and that was a way of us taking care of ourselves. And so I think it's just so important for us to really say, you know what, how can I take care of myself? What can I do to take care of me? And you have to dream big. And so I've been reading this book called The 10X Rule by Grant Cardone. And it's just so important to me because we have to go 10 times harder. We're not getting the results that we desire. We have to go 10 times harder. And listening to that, it's like, okay, I'm in full mode. I'm going. But we also have to schedule time for ourselves, schedule time to say, you know what, I need to take a step back. I need to be happy. I need to do what's best for me. And so when I look at everything, I've learned to realize that, you know what, I've got to start choosing me. I've got to start filling my cup up first. And so I was listening to Oprah Winfrey and Ayana as they were talking, and they talked about just your cup and just understanding why your cup needs to be full before you can pour anything. And when you think about it, we know our cup needs to be full, right? But the reality of it is this: that cup is not, if it's not full, I don't have anything to pour. And that's why we get to the point of where we're reaching burnout. We're tired. We're frustrated. We don't know what to do moving forward. And it's like, I don't know what to do. I'm tired. I'm worn out. I'm frustrated. I'm taking care of the kids. I'm cooking. I'm cleaning. I'm doing all these things. I'm multitasking. I'm just feeling like I'm not getting this or not getting that. And I just need help. And so my challenge for you today is to look at your life and see, okay, what can I do differently than what I'm already doing? Because the reality is we don't have to do all of that. We don't have to do everything. We don't have to. Whether you are a single parent home or a 2-parent home, no one should be doing everything. And so when you understand that about yourself and that you understand your self-worth and your value and what you bring to the table and that yourself matters, you will start treating yourself as if yourself matters. And so one thing I started doing is getting myself dressed before I get my kids dressed. Because you know what? I cannot. I used to get everyone dressed and then myself looking a hot mess. Hot mess. And then I realized that no, that is not okay. That is not okay. So if I really take the time to get myself dressed, even if I was like, okay, I don't want to get my clothes dirty while I'm getting the little one together, I can still hop out of the shower, get everything else together, and all I have to do is put my clothes on. But it's still me taking care of me first. And I was like, okay, another thing I need to start doing is eating before I get everyone else together. And if you don't feel like cooking breakfast, you don't have to. You don't have to. Because the reality of it is everyone else is going to eat, right? I think it's really special when you have that spouse that says, you know what, babe, I see you're tired. Let me cook for you. Let me get everything taken care of. Let me do this and let me do that. And so it's important to understand it's a partnership, whether it's you and your spouse, you and your children, it is a partnership. Everyone has to understand what their role is, the role that they play in this house. Because like I say, everyone eats, everyone has clean clothes, so therefore everyone needs to help. And so it's really just really figuring out what that is and what does that look like. But for you being able to schedule your time with yourself. And I realized that we don't do enough of that. We don't do enough of spending time with ourselves, meditating, spending time with God, really seeking God for clarity to know what it is that's expected and what is needed. And so when we think about our life and everything of that nature and everything that we've been dealing with and going through, we have to make some changes. And so what I've learned and what I've discovered is that I can't do everything. Take it day by day. And I don't know if it's because of my personality or what, but I just, if I'm feeling good, you catch me in a good moment, I'm like, yeah, I can do it. Yeah, I got this. But I have to start looking at the whole plate, the whole 9 yards from here to there. And that allows me to see, like, okay, can I really do this? I need to schedule some time for myself. And so right now, I really want to talk to those who are moms who know that they are overcompensating, filling up their plates too much. And this can be for fathers too, those who are filling up their plate too much. Because, one thing that's so important is this. I got a chance to meet Mr. Keith Davis and his partner in crime, Mr. Jamar. And one thing we talked about was time. We work so hard, we do so much, but one thing we forget and fail to realize is our children, it's not the money that really matters to them, it's spending time with them. And so when it comes to us spending time with our loved ones and, loving our children and just really spending time with them, it's so important. And we realize that we can't do that or be in a clear headspace if we are not prepared mentally. Because now when I go out to restaurants, I see people all the time, they're on their phones. No one's having any type of communication. People have their earbuds in. They're not listening. They don't know what's going on. They are not having a conversation. And so what's going on is our elementary, our middle school, our high schoolers, they don't know how to hold a conversation. And that's a problem. That is a problem. We have to learn how to talk to one another. We have to learn how to communicate with one another. And so my challenge to you is to look at your schedule and see what can you alleviate from your schedule. What is it from your schedule that's causing you to be so busy, so worn out that you are not spending time with those who matter the most? And so, I'm not perfect, and I realize that I have to go and do the same thing, especially right now, as a counselor, I'm seeing clients, working with elementary students, I work with high schoolers, teenagers, middle schoolers, there's always something going on, right? I'm communicating with parents. I'm doing a lot. And so I have to remember that in the midst of everything that's going on, that I have to choose me first. I have to take care of me. And I wish I could be that person that sometimes I just sat there and was like, okay, we just content with just going to work. But I realized that that's not me. That's not who God created me to be. And so my question to you is, who has God created you to be? Who has God created you? Because you know that there's something deeper inside of you. There's something inside of you that says, you know what? I deserve better. I need to be better. And whatever that is, you have to push yourself and propel yourself to align yourself in alignment. And so that's why I'm so big on affirmations, saying your affirmations. I am a multimillionaire. I am a woman who finishes well. Because I realized at one point I would start things and not finish them. I would do this constantly. And I'm like, why am I not finishing this? Or I would buy a course and not even complete the course. That don't even make any sense, right? And one thing I've learned about lots of educators is that we can learn all day long, right? But it's the execution, it's the applying action. And so I am so grateful for the many opportunities that I have been placed in, and, you know, where I have made it this far in life. And I'm just really grateful for all God has done for me. He continues to do for me. And so when I think about myself and where I am and where I'm headed, I know that God has so much great in store for me. But my challenge is that no one will take their life for granted, because we don't know. You know, I work with a lot of students who, you know, their parents have passed away, you know, mid-school year, didn't know ahead of time. And that's hard. And so that's why I say, you know what, I want to make sure that I am spending time with my family, spending time with my children, and doing exactly what God has called me to do. I know I'm not perfect. I know we all sin and falling short of God's glory divine, but I realized that we've got to get in tune with ourselves. And if you're having a day that you just feel like, you know what, this is too much, this is stressful, do something different. You know, it all starts with our mind. Because when I found out that we think over 70,000 thoughts a day, I was like, wow, that's crazy. And so knowing that, you know, and imagine someone who has anxiety, you know, they're constantly going. You know, they're like, okay, what is this person going to do next? Why is this person looking like this? Why is that? Why is that? I know even for myself, I'm like, you know, why is their hair sticking up in her head? Why is that on her too? It's so many things that go through your mind. And so it's important to, you know, get it onto paper. You know, whatever you need to do, get it out of your head onto paper, out of your head onto your notepad. When you're mad, don't go to bed angry. When you're mad, get that notepad out and get to texting on that notepad, writing it down, get it out of your mind, get it out of your body, and that will help you to just flourish. Another thing when it comes to self-care, this is for my parents. You have to put it on the calendar. Be intentional that, you know what, this is my time to myself. This is what I need for me. And so I believe that if you do that and just start small and dream big, that you can accomplish anything that you put your mind to. And so I'm excited. You know, this year has brought about so much, you know, so many life learned lessons. I've met so many amazing people. But one thing I feel like that's so important is really just being able to put yourself first and focus on yourself. And it doesn't matter how old you are, because like I said, I wish that was something I would have learned while I was growing up, to start putting myself first. You know, yes, I was getting up with my siblings and doing different things for them, but just really enjoying taking time to myself, you know, whether it was doing puzzles, drawing, or just something to show that I am willing to take care of me first. Because once I got into the real world, I had my first daughter when I was 19, was pregnant at 18, you know, going to college, you know, balancing this, balancing schoolwork, balancing work, balancing your child. And then I got married when I was 23, and then I was pregnant, and you know, you take on so many responsibilities, and it's not like you plan these things out to say, oh, okay, I'm going to do this or that or that. But it was just the ability of knowing that, okay, now, you know, no longer am I just a mother, but I'm also a wife, and I'm also, you know, a college graduate, and I'm this and I'm that. And then when you start working in the real world, you know, taking on a job and learning that, okay, I do need to show up early. Because if you're always late, people are going to look at you a certain way. And just really being more intentional with your time. You know, no one wants to hear, oh, the baby was up last night, or I didn't get my schoolwork done because of this, my college work, and things of that nature. No one wants to hear excuses. And so also just understanding that what you say, your word is your word. And you know, and knowing all of that, it's like I went from one role to the next, you know, one role to the next. You know, even when I was in the military, I met some amazing people, some amazing individuals, right? But it taught me a lot, you know. I had to change my mindset. I was like, okay, I'm here to work out. And when I started getting that under control, then that's when I was like, okay, I can do this with ease. At first I was sad. I was like, okay, I missed my daughter. 'Cause that time I only had one child. I was like, okay, and this and that. But then I realized that, okay, I got to change my mindset to get out of here. Like, okay, I'm working out. I'm in the military to work out. But it worked out for me. It was been amazing, you know, as far as I met so many people and things of that nature. It just wasn't for me per se when it comes to following directions, which is why I'm an entrepreneur now, huh? But I'm just really grateful for everything that, you know, God has done. I know God's going to do some great and mighty things for you. He's blessed me with some amazing friends that, you know, check in on me and say, hey, you know, you're not looking good. You need to get you some rest and things of that nature. But for me, it's more of saying, you know what, I need to take a step back. I need to breathe. I need to do what's best for me. And, you know, if you're not feeling it, you're not feeling it. Like I had to cancel a whole day of clients because my head was hurting. And, you know, there's something about trying to be superwoman and super mom that we feel like we can do everything, even when we don't feel our best. And we've got to start listening to ourselves. We have to start filling our cup up first, whatever that looks like, you know, whether it's you taking a bath in the morning, going to go get your nails done once a week, going to go get a massage, whatever it is that fills your cup up. And understanding that your cup may look different from someone else's cup. It may be you need to get out for a month or two and go take your vacation, you know, get out for a weekend, plan a month or two in advance, you know, and go on vacation, whatever that is. And so that's why I'm excited when I get to that season of my life, which will be coming very soon, praise the Lord, to start offering retreats for couples, different men, different women, even for our teens out here, because it's so important for us to learn to take care of ourselves and take care of ourselves mentally, physically, and spiritually. So I'm so excited. These retreats are going to be so dope. I'm telling you, they're going to be lit. Okay, we're going to have so much fun, but we're also going to learn how to take care of ourselves. And so while you're learning different things, you're also learning how to take care of yourself. I'm going to have different speakers, and it is going to be phenomenal. And so what I just want to leave you guys with today is to put yourself first. Look at your schedule. What is it that you need to change, and start putting yourself first? And if you haven't already, make sure you go to focusyoursuccess.com to purchase a copy of my book. As you guys know, I do have a collaboration where we'll be working on other books as well. And you can follow me on TikTok at IMW Counselor Petty and Ingeniously Made Whole on the ground, Instagram and Facebook. But I hope you guys all have a great day, and thanks guys for tuning in.